Hey, what's up, JPC gang? Welcome back to another episode of Jam Pack Cooking. It's your boy Chef Ray, Mr. Money, and today I'm gonna show you how to do a quick thick pot roast in a Dutch oven. Yeah, that's right. It's gonna be real tender with all type of potatoes and veggies, and it's gonna be fall apart with a thick gravy. Let's get to it right after this. Go ahead, roll the intro. What's up, good people? Welcome back. Listen, we got some pork jowl here. This is Italian bacon, but we'll get to that in a minute. Listen, we got some chuck roast. This is a chuck shoulder pot roast, or whatever you want to call it. It comes from the front portion of the animal. This is okay when it's got a lot of fat in there, so we all know fat equals flavor. We got some peppers here, some onions. We got some baby Yukon Gold Idaho potatoes. We got some tomato paste. Make sure you got some good tomato paste and thyme leaves, and we definitely have some Worcestershire sauce, freshly grated black pepper and salt. We're gonna need some red wine, whatever you like to drink, and some EVOO, extra virgin olive oil. We also have some all-purpose flour here that we're gonna toss this steak in to make a real good gravy in this Dutch oven here. Make sure you got yourself a good Dutch oven. If not, just use what you got. So let's take this pork jowl, this Italian bacon. It's what these people call pork cheeks. But it's cured the same way like pork belly bacon. It's just a little different. It's come from the cheek of the pig. So we're gonna blend it down real slow in our Dutch oven on a medium to low heat. You don't want to go too much higher than that because you're gonna end up burning it, and yeah, you won't be able to use the fat renderings. And that won't be good because we kind of need those to sear this roast off. What we want to do is make sure we got a nice low heat. So in this chuck roast, look at all this. Look at this chuck roast. It's got a lot of marbling and a lot of fat, a high fat content. And we all know, baby, fat equals flavor. Let's put some more oil on here, some EVOO, and a little worship sauce. For the exact recipe, man, I'll leave it down in the description. Y'all can check it out if you like. So let's get this thing slathered up with that oil and Worcestershire sauce. We're gonna get some fresh salt on it, some fresh granulated black peppercorns, and you want to make sure you get the fresh granulated black peppercorns because that's gonna help with the richness of this dish. Here we have some granulated onion and garlic powder, and that is your famous magic dust. BigSmokersBBQ.com for your magic dust. A little bit more of the EVOO, just so we can make sure these seasonings getting dispersed well. On both sides, hit it with the magic dust. Don't be shy. This is a heavy part of meat. So our pork jowl is rendering down just right. It's not quite where we want it at because we need all of that fat to render down. We want to get, this is a big cut of meat. We want to get a nice hard sear on it. Let's go. So here's this meat again. We let it marinate, let it do its thing we didn't have much time, so we put about an hour. I think it was 2 hours we let this thing marinate. You can let it marinate however long you have. Overnight is always best. Let them flavors penetrate the meat. We like to rub our meat before we stick it in. So let's coat this meat and season this flour. We're gonna go with some fresh cracked black peppercorns. We need some fresh salt in there. We gotta have some of that sweet Spanish paprika, the good stuff. And of course, don't leave out the magic dust, baby. BigSmokeysBBQ.com for that. Give it a mix. Mix it well, and then we're gonna get this steak on there. We're gonna cover this steak well. We wanna get it all in the crevices because this is what's gonna help with the crispification. It's gonna help with the gravy in the end, at the end results. This is gonna make a great addition to this dish. So look here, this pork jowl is rendered down. It's almost like cracklings, if you will. So let's clear the pan of all the cracklings and leave behind the fat. Now, check this out. Those are real good. You don't want to get rid of them. We got a plan for those. So here it is that we have our pork jowl, our pork fat. We're going to add a little bit of the EVOO in here, extra virgin olive oil, Like I say, you get the exact recipe down in the description. I'll leave a link down there. Let's let it all come up to temperature. And here it is, baby. We got to get this steak down. This is a chuck steak, pot roast, whatever you want to call it. But we're going to get it down in this Dutch oven. That cast iron is going to help get that hard sear on this big piece of meat. This is going to be delicioso to the max. I mean, if you ever had, this is not your mama's pot roast. Check it out. That crispification on the side of that. Woo-wee. My mouth watering already. So we gotta chop some veggies, and through the magic of TV, I'll count the 1, 2, and 3, just like that. We got some veggies chopped. We got potatoes, sweet bell peppers. So we just want a half in the potatoes, so it won't melt away or just disintegrate in the cook. Then some sweet yellow Vidalia onions. This is to bring a lot of flavor to this dish. So check out this roast. Let's take it out and put it off to the side. That's perfect. It's not cooked all the way through. It's not tender. It's not where it needs to finish at, but it does have that crispification. Yes, indeed. So let's get the onions and the sweet peppers in this fat, the renderings that was left behind. We want to saute these. Don't empty none of this good crispy bits down in here to the fine. The fine equal flavor. But I will get an extra crack of the black pepper for help cut down on the richness of this dish. So here I have a handful of peppers, onions, all sort of green peppers and red peppers just to sweeten up this dish. So we're gonna throw in some of our thyme leaves, and that's just gonna give it a little bit more earthness in this dish, you know, kick up the flavor. Here we putting in some of our tomato paste, but with the tomato paste you don't just want to throw it in and get going. You have to cook this tomato paste. You want to cook that raw taste out of it because it can have a very prominent, just not right if you don't put the heat on it. So make sure you cook it down a minute or two. And here's where you need your favorite red wine. 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of your favorite red wine. And what you want to do after that is give it a mix, and that's going to kind of deglaze. In addition, we're going to add 3 cups of agua, just regular water or your favorite water. But this is pot roast, so we're going to add 3 cups of water in, and that should deglaze this pan to the max. And I know, don't let them tell you, hey, don't use tomato in your cast iron. It's going to be okay long as you got it seasoned. Alright, so we threw in a couple bay leaves, and here we're putting back in that pot steak chuck roast. After you get that roast back in this flavor bomb of, you want to bring it up to a bar, a rolling bar, just like you see here, and you cut it down to a simmer just like this there. After you bring it down to a simmer, put that lid on, baby. Put the lid on. We're going in the oven. That's right, we got to go in the oven. It's here to cook on about 350, anywhere from 2 to 3 hours, or however long you got, until it's tender, baby. So listen, I seasoned these potatoes. I'll leave a link down to that in the description. But we want to give them a toss, and we're gonna get them into our pot roast. Look at that, man. That roast already breaking down. It looks good enough to eat already, if you know what I mean. Alright, but anyways, check it out. That's what you get on a low and slow cook. The tater's not gonna take long, so put that top back on them. Bring them back up to a simmer, about another 45 minutes, and take it off. Here it is, baby. Look at here. Look at them taters. They tender. The roast chuck steak falling apart. Ooh-wee. And this is just what you need if you're trying to dodge the coronavirus. So what we did with that extra pork jar, we threw it in with some of our rice. Now we have a seasoned jollof rice. But yeah, we got a seasoned white rice here, jasmine long grain rice, and we're gonna top it with some of this goodness, this greatness, JPC gang. Look at her. Ooh-wee. Yes, Lord. Don't forget to get some more of them taters in there too. Yeah, and that chuck steak full of flavor. I got to go down on top of this rice. You know we got to get some of this gravy. The gravy is what's gonna make it extra, no baseability. Let's give it a taste. Here you can see Chef Ray have pulled the perfect bite. Tender, moist. It's got a little bit of the crisp. That's some good stuff there, man. One of the best pot roasts you probably ever would taste. This ain't your auntie, your mama, or your sister's pot roast. This is Chef Ray, Mr. Money from Jam Pack Cooking. Hey man, all you need to do now is go on and click that link up top and watch that hot water cornbread video. It pairs well with this dish. I appreciate you for watching. I love you for watching. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell, cause we always jamming and cooking. It's your boy Chef Ray, Mr. Money. Until next time, folks, peace and love.